We have seen in Library 2 how to set an array parameter, in this case the number of shelves. When we change this number, we change the number of times this parameter appears. We could do this with multiple parameters. For example, if we want the thickness of each shelf to be different. We could also make this thickness an array, but we would have 9 thicknesses and then 9 widths. Since both parameters belong to a shelf, we might want to have them together, that is, group the width and thickness of each shelf. We can do this with a group. In the parameters of this object, we will add a parameter of type group. Since we are going to group the parameters of a shelf, we will call it a shelf. It is different from shelves, which is the number of shelves. Let's say that size or array underscore size is the number of shelves. So in this case, we will have 9 groups of bales. We save it. It shows up here. We want to group it by width and thickness. So we bring up the shelf group and we lower this thickness. So in each group of shelves, we have the width and the thickness. We ungroup the group. Let's call it boulder underscore fin. This ungroup parameter does not need any more values, and we will display it to see these parameters. We see that we have to remove the array to width because if we don't have an array of groups and also an array of the parameter width. Here we had this array, we just delete it. Save and re-render. So now we see that we have these 6 groups of shelves. 6 is the default number of shelves. They can be more or less. And each group of shelves has its width and thickness. It doesn't affect the object yet because we haven't changed it in the parts. We edit the part. Now it won't be width index, but it will be. On the shelf group, at the index position, it's width. We can already see that this width affects the first shelf. This affects the second. The third, and so on, and the same with the thickness. We do the same operation. It will be the group shelf, in the index position, the value of the thickness. We check that this changes the thickness. We take a closer look. This will change the thickness of the bottom shelf. We set it to normal size, and this will change its width. We see that each group affects one of the shelves. We have done this with the group shelf, which is also an array, so we can specify a different value in each element of the group with the index. It is possible to create groups without array underscore index, but it will simply group parameters.